Hi, this is Michael with DoMyOwn Pest Control. This is a product snapshot of the Victor Mousetrap. The Victor Mousetrap comes in two models. One is the M40, the traditional mousetrap. The other is the M325, the professional mousetrap. The main difference between the professional mousetrap and the traditional is the size of the trigger plate, number one. Number two, the professional version also actually has two settings. It has a F setting for firm and a S setting for soft. This is meant for in places where you may have machinery or the ground vibrates. You'll want to set the professional version on a firm setting so it's not easily triggered. The S setting would be for normal use where you're not going to have any kind of vibrations. As far as baiting the traps, this is the trigger plate on both units, and you want to put the bait, depending on what you're using. We recommend the Provoke mouse attractant. It's specially formulated from Bell, and it's irresistible to mice, hyperallergenic, non-toxic, and non-staining. And you it just requires a small drop right here in the bait trough for the professional, or right here on the trigger plate of the traditional. Just a small drop is all you need. When setting the traditional Victor mousetrap, there's a couple things you want to keep in mind. Number one, you want to hold it correctly. Be sure that the trigger plate is facing away from you. Number two, you want to make sure that you bait the trap before you set it. You don't want to lose any fingers in the process. Again, we recommend the Provoke Professional Mouse Attractant. Just take a drop right on the trigger. Now we're ready to set the trap. The actual set arm is going to come attached to the wooden base. It helps if you get a pair of pliers. Just grab onto the U-shaped nail that's holding the set arm and pull that out. Now you have the set arm free. You want to set it back behind the trap. You want to take the spring arm with one hand, pull it back, and hold it with your thumb. Once you have the spring arm held by your thumb, you want to take the set arm, go over the top of the spring arm, and onto the trigger plate. There's a little nook on the trigger plate that you're trying to hook the arm onto. Slowly let up on the spring arm with your thumb. The set arm will hook on the trigger plate. Once it's hooked, you can let go and set the trap. Once the trap is set, you want to remember to not put your hands anywhere around this area. If that trigger is hit, the trap will set. Now that you have the Victor mousetrap set, it's time to see it in action. Be very careful placing it on the ground. Place it down gently. Push it up against a wall. You always want to have the trigger plate pointed to the wall. That's because mice follow edges, and they're going to run down the wall either way. No matter which way they come from, they're going to run right into the trigger. So here comes Mr. Mouse walking down the wall looking for food. Smells the Provoke mouse attractant. Victor mousetrap.